It is the famous dua of Musa alayhi salam. First, let's look at the concept and the context of this dua, and then it will lead us to the topic of using certain phrases in the dua and certain circumstances to increase the power of our dua. The context of this dua is the famous story of Musa alayhi salam fleeing from Fir'aun when he accidentally hit the Egyptian. So Musa flees without any preparation, no baggage, no wallet, no cash, nothing. He is in the middle of the street. Somebody comes and says, "Oh Musa, right now the leaders of the Fir'aun's army are going to come and capture you." Right then and there he fled. فَخَرَجَ مِنْهَا خَائِفًا يَتَرَقَّبُ. And he left with only the clothes on his back. And he didn't even know where he's going. And he goes from town to town, village to village, until he reaches the land of Midian, which is in the Sinai Peninsula. So he goes to Midian. وَلَمَّا وَرَدَ مَاءَ مَدْيَنَ. When he got to the well of Midian, he's thirsty, he wants water, and there's a public well that he can have access to. He hasn't had food, he hasn't drunk for Allah knows how long. When he gets there, he sees a very strange scene. And that scene is a lot of shepherds, young men with their flock, and they're jostling and shoving, fighting one another to get food for their flock, to get water for their flock. And away from them, there are two ladies with a small group of sheep as well. So he says to them, "What is the matter? Ma khatbukuma? What is your story? What are you doing here?" قَالَتَا لَا نَسْقِي. They said, "We as ladies, we can't go into this crowd, this melee of men hustling and bustling. We're not going to jump in there. We have to wait our turn until they finish. There's no water left. Whatever is left, we will get it for our flock. Our father is elderly. We cannot afford a hired hand. So we are forced in our circumstances to stand in line and wait for our turn." What is very powerful here, Musa himself being at this point in time a pauper. He doesn't have a penny to his name. Musa, having nothing, still manages to give. And when he gives this act of charity, that he goes in and he feeds their flock without any thanks, he doesn't need anything from them. And it is very important to point out that these ladies, culturally, ethnically, and religious-wise, have nothing to do with Musa. Also, I remind you, he was not yet a prophet. He was your average Muslim. He was a Muslim. Despite all of the problems, can you imagine his own mental state? Can you imagine what he's worried about? He doesn't even know where he's going to sleep. He doesn't know where he's going to get food. But still, he finds an act of charity and he gives whatever he can. And he hands the flock back, and then ثُمَّ تَوَلَّى إِلَى الظِّلِّ. Having nowhere to go, tired from running away from Egypt, tired and hungry, disheveled and dusty, he goes under a tree. And all alone, from the depths of his heart, he makes this dua. قَالَ رَبِّ إِنِّي لِمَا أَنزَلْتَ إِلَيَّ مِنْ خَيْرٍ فَقِيرٌ. He said, "Oh my Lord, any good that you send down to me, O Allah, I am faqir, I am a beggar, I am muhtaj, I am miskeen, I have nothing, but I want everything you can give me, and I will always be grateful." قَالَ رَبِّ إِنِّي لِمَا أَنزَلْتَ إِلَيَّ مِنْ خَيْرٍ فَقِيرٌ. And this dua, what happened then? Immediately, فَجَاءَتْهُ. The fa means immediately after that. One of these two young ladies came back, shy, awkward. She said, "My father heard what you did. We told him what you did. He wants to thank you. Can you come back with me?" And so he goes back, and within a few hours, he gets a job. He gets a roof over his head. He gets food and drink for many, many years. He gets a career. And to sweeten the deal, he gets a wife as well, mashallah, tabarakallah. So tawassul means you maximize the efficiency of your dua. You add something that will make it more effective.